Hello, boys and girls. Well, the Coca-Cola fans' first game has come and gone, but it was totally awesome. So here I am to tell you about it. Welcome to the penalty box. Woo! So, like I was saying, amazing. Lots of my friends made it, including the old Leaf Space crew and even my brother Jeff. I got to play ball hockey, got another picture taken with Johnny Bauer, and watched a live concert by the Trews, and even a picture with Matt Sundin. Although that may have been a lookalike. Hard to tell. Also, I got interviewed by Monica with a K from Leafs TV and got on the latest episode of Leaf Space. A link for that's in the description. So, like I always do with this, have a look.
I like planting flowers in October. The cemetery blackbird, they're flying on over. It's living at a standstill and pushing rocks uphill. A mountain made of feathers and no natural skill. I found love that's taking me home, but she don't wanna live alone. I'm always out on the road, so she's leaving.
Awesome. The game, not so much. The Leafs lose 5-0 to the Sens in their first preseason contest. My thoughts on the game? Well, first of all, Kadri was unimpressive. Didn't generate much offense, and his D was lacking too. In fact, the whole defensive core of that game was unimpressive. The goals the Sens scored were mostly because of missed defensive assignments. For example, the third goal of the game in the third period while the Leafs were on the penalty kill. 3 blue jerseys surrounded Renus, yet there was nobody covering the man out in front of the net. And I think a lot of that was due to having rookies on the blue line. We had no Bolsheman, no Komisarek, no Gunnarsson. We were giving the young guys a chance to show what they could do. Of course, we did have Phaneuf and Caberlet as well, so the entire blame doesn't rest with the rookies. But Simon Geisbers especially looked bad. I mean, he was a defensive liability a lot of the time, which is a shame after having a really good rookie tournament. D'Amico and Mueller also looked average after a good rookie tournament. And this proves that it's easy to look good among rookies, but when you get to the bigs, it's a little different. I think most of the reason we did bad, though, was we had very few of our top 6 forwards in the lineup that night. Players from our top 6... Versteeg? No Bozak, no Kessel, no Kulemin, no Grabowski. Not even MacArthur played. The most frustrating part of the game, by far, the power play. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I don't know what Wilson was trying to do with this power play, but whatever it was retarded. He had a box set up where Kadri and Versteeg would position themselves on either side of the net, while Armstrong would position himself in front of the net to screen the goalie and for rebounds. So right off the bat, you've narrowed your shooters down to 2, your defensemen. And one of them is Caberlet, so that leaves you only one, Phaneuf. And that's fine, Phaneuf has a booming shot. Except for some reason he seemed to think his last name was Caberlet that game. Either that or he was afraid that the shockwaves from his slap shot would cause a tremor that would tear down the ACC. But one instance in particular stands out in my mind. First period. The play is set up, Caberlet passes to Phaneuf. Kadri's in front of Phaneuf on the red line. Colby Armstrong has positioned himself in front of Lehner, who's straining to see around him. Lehner doesn't know where the puck is, he can't see a thing. And between Phaneuf and the net, there's nothing. No one to block shots or anything, just him, Armstrong, Lehner, and net. So Phaneuf has 2 options. Release a quick wrister or fire a quick slap shot while Lehner's trying to figure out what's going on. But of course, Phaneuf wants to set up the one-timer. So he passes to Kadri. With the puck on Kadri's stick, Lehner sees where it is. And as if he needs another hint about what's to happen, Phaneuf raises his stick way in the air, basically telegraphing to Lehner his intentions. He may as well have sent him an engraved letter of intent. The power play went like this all game until finally at the end of the game when the same situation happened. The goalie is blocked. Phaneuf has a clear path to him with the puck on his stick. The whole ACC rises up with one voice, almost more in unison than a Go Leafs Go chant, shouting, "Shoot!" You know it's bad when the entire crowd is telling you what to do. Of course, he didn't shoot. He passed to Kadri. Because when you have the puck with a clear shot toward a screen goalie, the proper move is to pass to someone on the red line with an impossible angle. Anything else would just be stupid. Now, because I'm criticizing these moves doesn't mean I've jumped ship or that I hate FNUF all of a sudden. I still love FNUF and I still think the Leafs will be good this season. The preseason is the time to iron these things out, try new strategies, and test line combos in preparation for the season. Also, keep in mind this line combo had never played together before. Kadri, Versteeg, Armstrong, FNUF, and Caberlet. Sure, FNUF and Caberlet have played together before, for 20 games. Absolutely no chemistry here, through no fault of the players. Give it time, it'll come around. But there was one area the Leafs weren't dominated. The Leafs did win all 3 of their fights. Because if you're going to get spanked figuratively on the scoreboard, you better be able to give your opponent a literal spanking. Jay Rosehill won his tilt against Zach Smith at the end of the first. Mike Brown, sporting an epic Wendell-esque mustache, won his fight against Matt Karkner, who had at least a good 4 inches on him. And Christian Hansen made Brian Lee look silly, knocking him down with 1 punch. Anyway, in the end, there's a reason the preseason doesn't count in the standings. And I wouldn't be so upset about it if I wasn't actually there when it happened. It was just frustrating to witness. But all in all, with the things that happened that day, a good time. I just hope I get to go to next year's. Moving on to the other games, I didn't actually watch them. Well, that's not entirely true. I caught the second and the third period of the second Ottawa game, which the Leafs won 4-1, which made me feel better about the Leafs this year. Actually, it's a shame that I missed the games because the Flyers games were thrilling, from all accounts. The Leafs split their pair of games with the Flyers, winning the first in the shootout and losing the second in the shootout. And what these games show is that the Leafs are for real this season. A team that will be in the playoff hunt all year long. Oh yeah, it's going to be a good year. The season's right around the corner, folks. Settle in and enjoy the ride. Go Leafs, go!